Welcome to the Soul Touched by Dogs podcast, the show for dog lovers who see dogs not as toys or tools, but wise souls worth our respect and care. I'm Anke Herman, and I'm your host. I talk to awesome humans, people who do great work for dogs and their people. So come and join us for today's conversation. Hello and welcome, Sue. I'm very excited to have you here. I always like laugh because I always say it and I always mean it. so welcome. Lovely to have you here.
I am so excited to be here. You and I always have so much fun when we get together. So I was looking forward to this all weekend. So yeah, where do you want to start? We
Well,
got lots to share, right?
that's the thing. So now let's just start at the beginning. Give people like sort of the quick bird's eye overview. Where in this lovely world are you? And so what's your business with dogs?
Perfect. Okay, so I am actually in Canada and I'm right at the border of the Canadian American border and 20 minutes down the road from beautiful Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. So, when y'all come here to our area, this is where I am. So, that's where I am. But I am a global business and I have clients all around the world. And my business started actually from me dying and having my second near death experience. And I have a real passion for pets. I've done healings naturally. It came out of me all my life. I would go up and always have to, put my hands on an animal, not understanding as a child what was going on. And then I had this near death experience when I was 34. And I was in a place where I wanted to stay. And my grandpa stopped me. And at his side was Jesus. And that was new for me. And so my grandpa said, Susie, you need to go back because you have millions of pets and their owners. You need to help them cope, heal, and move forward. And so I trusted, I had faith, I knew what my destiny was. I came back and I understood that I am supposed to be doing healing on pets. Miracles are happening. Pets are coming to me with stage 4 cancer. Cancer's going away. And I want to make it clear to everyone it's not me, it just comes through me. Okay. So, the pets have the choice, what happens. Pets were blind telling me that I was going to help them see again. And it's happened twice now. So we've had a lot of miracles and magic happen around my healing. Because I've died twice, when a pet is getting ready to cross, beforehand, the owner reaches out to me and I explain what exactly is going to happen to their pet. And I share my story so they understand it as a person. And then they can have me work with them during that time when their pets, they're saying goodbye to their pet. I send healing at that time to the pet and the owner to make it, easier for all involved and explain, have a meditation playing when your pet's crossing, make it a peaceful celebration times. I can't get my words out. Make it a beautiful time for them. And then I share exactly who's come from the other side, what the messages are from the pets, the signs, how they're going to connect after. So I do that as well. I do consultations for people that they want to know how to help their rescue pets. And I do animal communication and explain, this is what's going on here. This is what you can do. I teach people how to do pet healings on pets, on people, Reiki classes. I do that all through Zoom. And then what else do I do? There's something else I'm missing. Oh, I have a membership program that I was guided to set up a program. So I was just seeing how crazy money people are paying for vet bills now, and they weren't getting any results. And vets were saying, we don't know what's going on. Like the common amount I was hearing like was $1,800. Oh, go to another vet, another $1,800, and they couldn't find it. Well, in our world now, with all this energy and the chaos and the craziness, the pets are absorbing it. So I was guided from all the pets on the other side to put together a membership program. And why, we talked before we hit the live button that as of today, my membership is live in a bigger way where I have online courses on there. I have meditations. I've got different articles that you will not find on my regular areas of my website and that. So this is exclusive and you can get healings for yourself as well as all your pets in your family for 5 days a week for the whole month for only $99. So that's the diamond membership. So I am really proud. And that's where there's a lot of miracles happening. So
There's so much,
I'm
like,
really
I just
excited
love
today. This
this.
is Monday and
I
I'm really
know, like, it's
excited.
like we kind of, we both like have so much enthusiasm, right? It's kind of like hard to
Yes.
bring us in. It's like, okay, there's so much in here that I want to kind of dig in and pull out. So now,
Yeah.
obviously, you're not like, so one thing I'm curious about is like, how do you perceive the messages, right? Because that's always fascinating for people. Like, how do you perceive it? And
Okay.
then how, like, you're teaching this. So basically, what I'm
Yeah.
hearing there is anybody can learn this and you don't have to die
Yeah.
first, right? So it's like you don't
Right.
need.
Yeah. Please don't die first. I've died twice. You don't need to do that. So basically, how I live my life is I wake up in the morning, I meditate. And when I'm meditating, I will have thoughts come to me. I will hear messages. A song might come on the radio with words, all kinds of things happen. For example, yesterday, woke up and it was like, you know what? You need to take a break and you need to go and buy some lavender. I heard lavender. Okay, so great. So I had to drive to like Niagara, but just past Niagara Falls. So I had about a 30-minute drive and I was going to go to this lavender farm. So I heard in my mind, I heard phone first. So I called and a recording came on and it said that they were not open anymore, that I had to go into the village of Niagara on the lake. If people know Niagara Falls, you'll know Niagara on the lake. It's a very beautiful tourist area. So, anyways, I heard I had to go to Niagara on the Lake. So I asked the other side to guide me to the right parking spot because it's a tourist attraction, the whole town. So to find a parking spot on a weekend, it's you're lucky if you can get that. I got it. So I heard what street to go down, the whole thing, right? So then I heard, okay, that I had to go to this store, but I go in the store and then the clerk took me right to exactly what I wanted to get. And, I kind of put out like, okay, this is what I want to spend and help me be able to go in and out and then, do all my thing for the day. So I went in and the girl right away, she says, okay, tell me why you want this. And I was saying, and she's like, oh my gosh, she goes, we have a girl that works here that does, work with animals and she's going to definitely want to talk with you. We've seen you and all this stuff. So we were talking and now the girl wants to do her Reiki training. So she works with helping rescue dogs. So see how the other side guided me to go into this specific place. And the funny thing is I told her about the phone call, the recording, and it wasn't, they weren't there anymore. She said, that's the craziest thing because they are there, but they're across the road. So I was told to specifically go to that store for that girl to introduce myself. And now she and other girls at this rescue are going to take their pet Reiki training with me to help the animals at the rescue center. That's kind of an example what happens on an
That's
hourly basis
incredible.
with.
So you need to have you have to have your antennas up kind of thing. Like, you need to almost like
Yes.
sort of listen for messages, right?
Yes.
And then the
Well,
other
and
part is to
synchronicities.
trust them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like you have to be very present. You have to be, you can't let your mind be all over the place in that. Like I'll sometimes hear, go down this road, go down this road. Like just after I got my level one Reiki myself, because being a teacher, I went through all the levels, and after my level one, I heard get in the car, go buy milk. I'm like, I don't need milk. Go in the car now and go buy milk. Like I heard it like that. So then I heard go down this road. I thought that's not the way I go. And of course I'm arguing with them like crazy what, right? So then I heard go down this road and right ahead of me I saw an ambulance. And I thought, oh, are they putting me to work right away? Because what they told me in the white light was I was coming back to help millions of people and pets, right? So I heard pull over as I got beside the ambulance. And I thought, oh no. And I didn't know what to do. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to trust God. I'm going to have faith that there's a higher purpose for my journey. And I know I'm protected and I won't mess up because they're going to support me. So as I'm crossing the road, I'm hearing you're going to do great. It's going to be great. So as I'm walking over, I didn't know what I was going to see. And so I saw this little girl. She had Down syndrome. She was a teenager and she was, been hit by a car and the car took off. And so the attendants were trying to put this brace on her neck, and they're on a board to see where she was at. And I heard, bend down, just put your hands on her ankles and just smile at her. And I thought, I can do that. And then right away, she stopped and she looked at me and she started smiling and she said, "You have a yellow circle over your head and you're really bright." And she was just stopped. And the attendants were telling me the same thing. I thought, what is happening to me? Right now, this is my journey every day. I get guided like this to do. And so then they offered me a job. I'm like, thank you, but no, thank you, And so that was just after I did my Reiki training 30 some odd years ago. And it's just
Wow.
been crazy adventure since. So,
So how
trust
does
is a big thing.
so when you teach people, Reiki for pets, so how does that work? Like, how is it? I mean, see, I did like Reiki level 1 and 2. So how is it different for pets? Like, how does that work? So if somebody was interested, because see, the reason I'm asking is not because I've done a bit of Reiki, so I'm kind of asking for myself. I'd be asking different things. I'm curious. I'm basically asking on behalf of listeners who might be sitting there thinking, how can this help me and my dog?
Okay, so when you have Reiki for yourself, it opens up your abilities. So some people they aren't aware that they have intuitive abilities, or they get messages. A lot of abilities will come out even in level 1 when I do the attunements, which means I'm opening your crown chakra to let the energy come through you. What happens as a Reiki healer, it helps you when you have your own pets, it helps you to have a stronger bond and connection with your pets. So that's great with that way. Also, I don't have vet bills because I do healings on my own pets 3 to 4 times a day. I seem to attract the animals that are rescue pets that are really in bad shape. And so with my healing, it's helping them to heal quicker, and things that you wouldn't think would heal are healing. So if you are as you're doing your Reiki training and it's going to open your intuition, it's going to help you to also be able to connect and communicate with the pets as other people's pets. So if you wanted to make this a business, I work with the students not only to how to do Reiki, but I'm in my training, I don't just teach pet training for Reiki for pets. I combine it all. So in your level 1, you're going to learn how to do pet Reiki, and you're going to learn how to work on people, and you're going to learn how to work on the planet, because the planet needs help right now. Right. So I'm not going to charge you for 3 level 1 courses. I'm going to give it to you all. Then what I also do, because it's really important, when you've done your Reiki training, you need to understand that you're changing because your vibration's going up. And so some people, including myself, when I did my level 1, I thought, I don't have these people around me anymore. Like, where's all my friends gone? But what was happening, because my vibration had gone higher, I had cleared all the people who were the users, the negative people, the abusers, and I attracted positive people. So, when you grow, you aren't in that same level of
So
people,
you got
right?
to be
So
ready for the change, right?
right? So in level 1, I also give my students 21 days of healings to help them to adjust to the new energy. So and in every level that I teach, I'm not just teaching Reiki, I'm also teaching you like how to ground, how to meditate, and helping to set you up for success in whatever you do. So that's why I always say to my students, what is your purpose for taking it? Is it for you to learn how to work on a loved one or a pet, or this environment? What is it? Why you're taking it? Is this going to be a business? And then if it's a business, then I will connect you to this person, or I will give you these tools, or copy this, or here, do this. So
Yeah.
I make it very personalized.
Yeah, no, so I think most people, when I look at all the things that people are asking when they sign up, I always have this,
Yeah.
like when people sign up for an event, I always ask what they're curious to learn about. And so what I think, if I had to sum these, hundreds or even thousands of questions that have come in,
Yeah.
if I had to sum it up into one thing, it's always around how can I understand my dog better, so that
Yep.
maybe, so that I won't do something that's not in their best interest with all the good
Yes.
intentions, so because sometimes
Right.
when you just don't know and you think you need to do training and your dog's actually hurting, right? So it's like that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
unintentionally with all the best intentions still put your foot in. So
Yeah.
how would that work practically? Let's say, because like what comes to me, it's like, oh, if I can really tune in to them,
Yeah.
then I'll know that they're hurting, and I'm not going to kind of push them to do some training thingy when they're hurting, right? Am I on the right path there, or am I totally off with that?
Right. So basically, you know, if anyone's listening, everybody can connect with their pet. You just have to be present.
Mm.
And so the best way to be present is, if you aren't good with meditating, burn a candle. And so when you burn a candle and just watch the flame, that's all you need to do. 5 minutes to up and set your timer, and then add a couple minutes. And I can tell you, when someone told me many years ago I had to meditate, because in my journey, I'd gone through Crohn's disease, and it's completely healed from all the work I've done on myself. And so when I was told to meditate, I thought, I can't stop my mind. This is crazy. I can't do this. I meditate 4 times a day now, and it's like having a spa treatment for me. So if you get yourself in the present, you will see your pet sitting right in front of you. And then, when you're really working on yourself, and you're eating better, like that's another big thing too. When people eat junk, like, like greasy hamburgers and processed food and stuff with toxins and chemicals, you're not going to be a clear vessel to hear messages or have energy coming through you. So that's
Mm.
part of what I teach in the Reiki training is, you've got to look at your self-care and treat yourself as, this vessel that you want to have the information come through you. And so, my diet is very healthy. Like, I make everything from scratch. I don't go to restaurants. So even when I travel, I have a specific protein powder that I take with me, just in case I can't eat get healthy food in that area. So, you look at your eating and get rid of all the toxins, and I'm not just saying in you what you take, but also what you put on you. Like, are you putting sulfate shampoo? Like, I don't use any of that stuff because it really affects me. Like, I can get dizzy. And then, if you don't protect your energy, then you're going to take other people's stuff on. And a lot of people come to me and they're saying, my pet's all over, they've got this going on. And so when I'm working with a client on during a private consultation, what happens to me is I see a film in my mind exactly what's happening with the owner. So they can tell me all they want, but I know what the truth is. I see it, I feel it, and I will actually in my body feel exactly what they're feeling. And then I also feel what the pet's going through. And a lot of times what people don't understand is when their pet's sluggish or tired, it's because they've taken the owner's stuff on. And so it's really
Mm.
important to clear the energy from the pet. And everyone can do this. Get yourself very grounded and present, and really check in with yourself before you do what I'm going to tell you right now. And what you would do, so you would fill your heart with love. This is if you don't have any Reiki, but Reiki will make a huge difference. This energy is much stronger, but you can fill your heart with so much love because you have this connection with your pet. And this is, how it will happen. First, you fill yourself with love, and you're in this present moment. So maybe you've meditated first, and then get your little pet, whether dog, cat, you can do this with horses, any kind of animal. And then maybe like our dogs like to lay on the bed. So they're laying on the bed, and I start at the top of the head. And then you just kind of like sweep the energy. Do you see how I'm just going like that? You don't just kind of go like that or like that. You got to sweep it down, right? So you start at the top of the head, you go down the neck, down the spine, down the tail, and then you flick it into the ground. So you're flicking off the energy that they've absorbed. And then you would start at the top of the head and go down the ears, because they hear a lot. So then you want to pull that energy out of there, right? And then you would, go to the top of the head, go down the shoulders, down the front legs, flick it into the ground. Then top of the head, go down the back and down the hips, because a lot of people worry about money now. So there's a lot of pets that have hip issues, and people are thinking, what's going on with my pet? They've absorbed your issues around money. So that's how you're going to clear all this. So my dogs, I clear the energy from them 2 to 3 times a day, and they have no
Do they
problems.
like it?
And
I would imagine they'd be probably like.
oh, it's crazy. So I did an in-person event there a couple of weeks ago, and it was an outdoor event. People brought their pets, and the dogs were, they were barking and playing and, having all over the place and that. And I could tell that this owner's having this happen and this is going on. I thought, yeah, we got to get you calm. We got to clear your owner's stuff and all this. So I thought, okay, everyone's going to learn how to clear the energy. It was within just doing that short a time, how I just explained it in that quick a time, 5 minutes. They were doing that, and every single one of these pets got on their back. They were laying there. Some of them were snoring, and then they were coming up. How can I book you? Where can I do this training and that? So anyone can do this, but you have to be present. That's the number one thing.
And I guess that's kind of good for everyone anyway. So where can, if somebody's listening to this and they're like, oh, I want that too. So where can they go?
Yeah, so you go to my website, which is asksuelondon.com. And if you're wanting to have me doing the healings on your pet, go to the membership area, and you want to book the diamond level. Now, why I'm saying the diamond level is because I'm going to be working on you and all your pets 5 days a week for the month, as well as you're going to be able to be in an exclusive call with me in the group. You get to ask me a question and I answer that. I give you a lesson in that month. And then there's all kinds of, now the courses are there. So it gives you it's kind of like the Reiki training expanded. So it's like, here's more things to look at yourself and courses that you can do. And it's all free. So
Love that.
I
I
want to
love
encourage
that. And
everyone to check
obviously we're
that.
going to pop the link in the, like below the video in the show notes, wherever you're listening to this, because, I think people will become more and more aware that the solution to whatever's going on for your dogs quite often on the other end of the leash, or at least that the
It
both
is
are very much connected. So I think this
100%.
makes so much sense to me. So if,
Yeah. Yeah. It totally 100%. 100%. And that's where some people are like, I don't have issues. Okay. And then I'll say, is it fair to say, oh yeah, that happens. Is it fair to say, because people, aren't aware what they don't know. And so that's where I come in a loving way. So y'all know. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
love that. Thank you so much. And yeah, well, I can only recommend, because at the end of the day, as you said, you don't know what you don't know. So,
right.
and more grounding, more presence is always going to be you can't lose, So, and you
Yeah.
never know how your dog might relax around you. So,
Oh yeah, and I can tell you, I've worked with so many people over this, and once they work on their self, our pets come to us, this, right? So our pets come to us as the greatest teachers, and we learn
oh
so
yeah,
much from our pets when we are in the present moment. And some people get frustrated, like my dog's doing this and my dog's doing that. And it's like, okay, so where are you at? And let's look where you're at. And when we get you calm, let's get meditation going every day, play calming music. Let's not have fighting and arguing. That's feeding the energy and making it negative, and it's hard for animals, right? So yeah,
love that.
it's
Love that
wonderful,
so
right?
much. Well, thank you so much. Get in touch with the lovely Sue, and well, I shall have you back in no time. So we've got other plans. So,
We do.
let's say goodbye for now and stay tuned. We shall be back with more.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review so other dog lovers can find the show. If you haven't already, head over to soultouchedbydogs.com and sign up for weekly doggy cuteness, tips, recommendations, and personal stories to warm your dog-loving heart. And if you know a awesome human you think I should interview, I'd love an introduction. Email me at anke That's ANKE at soultouchedbydogs.com.